I'm Bob Copeland. What Adam and Eve just told you in song is, unfortunately, the attitude of too many people toward too much of the advertising we see today. Our biggest concern in creating Edsel's advertising and promotion programs is to be sure we are not guilty of hullabaloo and the unbelievable use of superlatives that can only lead to more public confusion and skepticism. In developing your program, which will be the most comprehensive ever placed behind an all-new automobile, we are thinking only of common sense, honest approaches that will help you sell more Edsel cars. We have a big edge to begin with on our competition. We are the one and only all-new car in the industry. This is a golden, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to make full selling power out of that fact alone. But in addition to our genuine newness, we have the priceless ingredient of Ford Motor Company heritage and complete backing. We've had it all along the way. And when you see the backing we get from the parent company in our advertising, you will see instantly that we have a two-edged, business-getting sword, that we have a double strength as close as you can come to atomic power. No other automobile maker or dealer organization or retail selling force can match our power and our opportunity as we enter the 1958 competitive sales market. Now, so that you may know how our advertising and promotion will take full advantage of this position, let me give you, in just 61 words, our basic promotion philosophy. We are not going to try to make our advertising and promotion exciting as such. We are trying to present an exciting automobile. We hope no one will talk about our advertising, but that everybody will talk about the Edsel car that is being advertised. This is a vast and vital difference, as different and distinctive as the Edsel car itself. As auto men, you are all familiar with advertising. You've heard much about national coverage, about readership figures which run into zillions of reader impressions. We will take a brief look later on at these national figures because they are important. But most important to you is the coverage you'll be getting in your own communities. For any medium that has big national coverage must have a correspondingly big local coverage. You know, for instance, that a lot of people in your community read Life magazine. Probably more people in your area read Life than read any other weekly publication. That's why we chose Life to carry our first consumer advertising, a series of 4 two-page spreads. The first appeared on July 22nd, the second on August 5th, the third on August 19th, the fourth appears on September 2nd. What do these ads do for you? They tell your prospects the new Edsel is coming their way, and they tell you and your prospects that we are not only in business, but that we mean business. The headlines keep building public interest in the car. The first one reads, "Lately some mysterious automobiles have been seen on the roads." The second, "A man in your town recently made a decision that will change his life." The third, "These carriers with covered cars are headed in your direction." The final one, coming out just a few days before public introduction, reveals one of the major and exclusive features of the Edsel. It reads, "You will shift the Edsel without lifting a hand from the wheel." All 4 of these insertions help set up a desire among prospects and competitors alike to find out more about our car. I have been talking about our advanced teaser campaign in terms of advertising, but there's much more to it than ads. You know that a tremendous number of people already have heard about and are talking about the Edsel. This fact is due to the careful, ingenious, and persistent program directed by our public relations department. Look at some of these examples. They didn't just happen, they were planned. They've had Dame Rumor working overtime for over a year, and from the results, we can certainly say she loved her work. Now we are getting closer to E-Day. Now radio spots, Continuing for 6 weeks after introduction, 18,690 spots in all, over 225 stations, reaching 45 million homes and 15 million automobiles, go to work. Some will precede our introduction. Many more will follow up. Listen to this typical record.
Oh, it's a great day for the Ford family. The remarkable Edsel is here.
Oh, happy day with the great new Edsel coming your way.
There's Ford, Thunderbird, Mercury, Lincoln, and Continental, and now.
Oh, happy day with the great new Edsel coming your way.
At any price, yes sirree, there's a car for you in the Ford family.
Oh, happy day, the great new Edsel's coming your way. Join up with the Ford family of fine cars.
The Edsel is here, and you've got a date to see this remarkable new car at your nearest Edsel dealer. Now there are 6 great makes in the Ford family of fine cars, the cars that are setting the pace on the American road.
So join up with the Ford family of fine cars.
Backing up the radio spots will be a series of television spots for 5 weeks, over 100 key stations, reaching at least 29 million homes. There will be both 8-second idents and 20-second spots.
The Ford Motor Company is happy to announce the arrival of a youngster, 2 tons, 1 ounce.
Oh, happy day with the great new car that's coming your way.
There's Ford, Thunderbird, Mercury, Lincoln, and Continental, and now.
Oh, happy day with the great new Edsel coming your way.
And in key newspapers, clear across the land, will appear these teaser insertions. This safety pin illustration reads, "Who's expecting? The Ford family of fine cars, that's who. The Edsel, coming September 4th. And this antique car story goes, first car, everybody's asking, what's our grandchild going to look like? Second car, I'm not saying, but there's never been a car like the Edsel. The body copy reads, even the oldest members of Ford family of fine cars are all set to welcome the Edsel. First completely new make by a major automaker in 19 years. Coming September 4th. Watch for it." While the Flying Stork approach reads, Ford Motor Company proudly presents the Edsel, the latest addition to the Ford family of fine cars. This unique classified birth announcement in newspapers will read, the birth of a new car, the Edsel, is announced by Ford Motor Company of Dearborn, Michigan. You are cordially invited to see this newest addition to the Ford family of fine cars at your nearest Edsel dealer. And here is a repeat of the birth announcement copy over and over to give a body to the zany stork. Then this large-size advertisement will appear in 173 newspapers with 37,500,000 circulation just before our introduction. It positions the Edsel with the American public in a way that no other lesser approach could possibly do, puts the vast resources and the priceless heritage of the Ford Motor Company squarely and completely behind the Edsel car. Over the signatures of Henry Ford II and Ernest R. Breech, it states our case simply, believably, and impressively. Up to now, it's just been the beginning. From here on, we start slugging the product story. Here is our introductory newspaper advertisement, where for the first time you are exposed to our basic theme line, the key line that is going to top all our advertising for some time to come. This is the Edsel. We like this line because it is another of our once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, a genuine, sincere substitute for the word new, which in automobile advertising has come to mean only a new model. And directly beneath this main headline is another one of our exclusive assets expressed this way. A remarkable new automobile joins the Ford family of fine cars. Dealer names and addresses will appear across the bottom of our newspaper releases. And in certain key newspapers with far-flung circulation, we're going to take not one page, but a full 2-page spread to tell our announcement story like this. This king-size blockbuster lets us show, importantly, a model from each series plus a station wagon, and permits the space to tell subhead stories on our highlight features. Also, in this initial announcement week, certain of our full-color magazine advertising breaks. We are using a unique approach with our magazine ads. We are going to show a broader lineup of models than is customarily done by featuring different Edsel models in each introductory advertisement, while the headline and all other basic elements and appeals remain the same. This lets us capitalize fully, from an illustration standpoint, on the important reader duplication in leading books. But there is still another unique advantage we will have in all our magazine advertising as we start our campaigns. A full-page adaptation of the newspaper copy featuring the Ford and Breech remarks on the Edsel will precede or overlap our own product full-color spreads. To magazine audiences, it will set the stage for a look at our story in a way that could not otherwise be accomplished. For example, here is how our introductory magazine story appears in Life, which is out on E-Day. Going through the magazine, you will first be stopped by the company copy shown on the left, which tells the reader when he is finished to turn the page to the Edsel product story, shown at the right, and featuring a red 4-door citation hardtop under our theme line, "This is the Edsel." And here is how we look a little later on in the Saturday Evening Post, picturing a turquoise citation convertible, a blue Corsair hardtop, and a Bermuda station wagon. While in Look, we will feature a citation in still another color. The first New Yorker insertion will show a copper metallic Pacer hardtop. And in Time and Newsweek, we illustrate a yellow Corsair hardtop plus a blue Pacer convertible. Now let us move ahead to the first Sunday after introduction, but still on our fiscal announcement week, which will be Sunday, September the 8th. It is our second announcement advertising blockbuster, where we lock things in, where we wrap up an announcement package such as no car ever before has had behind it. Here's what we will be doing to prove beyond anyone's doubt that the newest thing on wheels has firmly taken a running start on the American road. First, Sunday newspaper readers all across the nation will see this full-color center spread in the widely read magazine sections of This Week, the American Weekly, Parade, the First Three Markets Group, and many other local magazine sections. Here we come as close as we possibly can to giving a catalog impression of all our 18 wonderful models, establishing, again I think without a doubt, that we are a full-blown, full-blooming line of modern cars in all price classes. And the sub-headline is a direct invitation to the reader to keep this page for reference and comparison in much the same manner as you would present a piece of literature to a prospect right in your showroom. But that's not all. In the main news section of many of these same newspapers, along with others, will appear a straight-from-the-shoulder news-type interview treatment between Mr. Ford, Mr. Breech, and Pete Wemhoff, editor of the leading industry publication, Automotive News. Here again, in factual fashion, the public is told why the Ford Motor Company has brought the Edsel to market, what the addition of a full line of cars means to the people. Quickly then, let me preview some of our forward advertising in the months ahead. Here is our second magazine release in the big weeklies. On the left, you will see the company background copy, which invites the reader to turn to the next pages for the Edsel story. This is a most natural tie-in, a pictorial rundown of other Ford Motor Company car firsts, leading into a spread showing the newest car of all, and as the subhead states, you'll find the same taste and elegance, the same look of superb ability in all 18 models. Our third magazine appearance in the mass weeklies again with a company introduction preceding our product story, will look like this. In this message, the company backup copy tells again how a remarkable new make of automobile widens the choice in the Ford family of fine cars to help us meet your needs, suit your taste, at any price you want to pay. And at the bottom, it tells the reader to turn the page to the Edsel product story, where we boldly state, under our theme, it acts the way it looks, but it doesn't cost that much. This is the fourth major magazine insertion. Once more, the company copy on the left provides the lead-in to our product story. It tells a success story for us, far stronger and better than we could ever tell for ourselves, and gives the public full credit for putting Edsel on the American road. In the lower right-hand corner, the reader is invited to turn the page so he will see the Edsel story, this time stating, beneath our theme, that Edsel puts emphasis on great engineering and accent on elegance. We plan a continuing newspaper schedule in the months immediately following the first release. Some of these will be on a once-a-week basis. Here are several newspaper follow-up insertions. With this sort of a background, any local newspaper programs your Edsel Dealer Advertising Associations may decide upon will add immensely to the impact and impression on prospects right in your own hometown. In short, the combined strength of the two approaches, working together for a common sales purpose, is readily apparent. Two other important arms of advertising are going to be used to launch Edsel in your area. One is strong use of outdoor posters. The other, a made-to-order direct mail program. We feel strongly the need for outdoor posters. They give us the biggest possible image, next to an Edsel itself, we can put in the public's mind. And we are going to do with our posters what we do with the pictures in our magazine ads. We're going to show different views and different colors. Only thus can we quickly make the Edsel's identity clear, front, back, and side. For example, if your area is scheduled for 12 posters, 4 of them will be one view, one car, 4 a second view and car, and 4 a third arrangement like this. These are plain posters. They were designed that way to make the Edsel picture sharp and clear right from the moment of the car's introduction. These are our September posters. We will carry out the same idea in October, and for November we shall pick 3 of these 6 views for reposting. The first of our double impact direct mail program is shown here. 5 color pictures featuring 1 model in each of our 4 series, plus a station wagon, along with some quick facts on each, will go on a special mailing to the 290,000 stockholders in the Ford Motor Company. And with it will be an important letter from Mr. Ford, telling the company stockholders firsthand about the company thinking back of the Edsel, and extending them an invitation to visit the nearest Edsel dealership, where a warm and friendly preview welcome will await them. This is the first time all our stockholders, as a group, will have received such an invitation. These stockholders are among our best possible prospect sources, both in themselves and their acquaintances. Here is the other side of our once-in-a-lifetime direct mail coin. This straight-to-the-point introduction to the Edsel, with an invitation to see it at an Edsel dealer showroom, and patterned after one of the magazine ads, will go forward in hand-addressed envelopes to 1,500,000 owners of 1955, 56, and 57 Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Chrysler, Dodge, and DeSoto cars. It will be timed to arrive ahead of E-Day. Up to now, I have not mentioned the most important segment of our advertising plans, except to touch on it briefly and early. That segment, of course, is television. So, for our first network Edsel TV show, we are going to stage an event that never before has happened in television. and put it on over 174 Columbia Broadcasting stations, plus 29 Canadian stations, in the prime time spot of the country's #1 variety show, 8 to 9 Eastern Time, the Ed Sullivan Showtime. The date is Sunday, October 13th, the best possible time, we believe, to consolidate our announcement pattern, to cement our gains, to take the play away from other new model entrants. This show of shows is just that. For the first time, a man named Bing Crosby is going to produce and star in a live 1-hour television show of his own, with Frank Sinatra as his personal choice for a co-star. And from a sponsor and commercial standpoint, this Bing Crosby program is going to be an all Edsel show, getting to the eyes and ears of an expected listening audience of 40 million interested people. Well, now, what about our plans for network television after this first Crosby show? We are working now on checking out some very interesting properties and time availabilities. You will all be notified well in advance of any further firm television commitments we may make. And you may be herewith assured any we do take on will be picked for what we think will get us maximum attention and action for our dollars. Now, supporting all this general advertising will be what we feel are outstanding sales room selling tools, the kind of ammunition that means something to customers, material that is created solely in the best interests of customer benefits. Here are peeks at some of these important items. This is the cover and an inside spread of your full-color catalog. We think you will find this the most unusual and effective tell-it-all catalog saver design you have ever used. Here is a separate station wagon folder, a booklet on our power options, a 4-color rotopiece, a saver, which will be our quantity handout item, and a quick facts digest. Only a catastrophe will keep us from having this material in the hands of Edsel dealerships in time and in fair quantity. Here is the all-important dealer announcement plans book, the book which, if properly used, can be invaluable in helping a dealership get really ready for an important introduction. With an all-new car, every dealership needs an adequate supply of color and upholstery books. In this Edsel color and trim selector, you will find a book that is attractive, practical, and not expensive. There is no substitute for knowledge of product, and there is no single source with as much technical information as the official Edsel Data Sales Manual. This gold mine of sales information is designed impressively, but economically, so that every Edsel salesman can have one of his own. Full information on these must items is either at your dealership now or will shortly be there, as is this special Edsel announcement materials book. All items being made available to dealers in this manual were reviewed by the division before a supplier was permitted to offer them. Now, when we shop for the best product training aids, the best selling helps for the Edsel salesman, we examine scores of ideas presented to us by experts in this field. And when we found one we liked best, we worked right along with the original creators until we felt sure we could endorse it as a really effective program. We call it the Green Line program. The green line for Edsel salesmen to follow if they want to make the most out of their time and selling efforts. Everything has a multiple purpose. Material can be used for product sales training and can also be shown without change to customers. This program is not just a one-shot thing, but goes on all year to keep you up to date on all competition developments as they happen. In a competitive market such as ours, the customer will buy from the man he believes. He will trust you until he finds out that you don't know what you are talking about. Then he will go looking for the man who does. The Green Line program is designed to furnish you with the things you need to make you the man who knows his business. The mere fact that Edsel is new will assure us of a lot of showroom traffic based on curiosity alone. We have the golden opportunity to turn this curiosity into sales, but we cannot depend on this being done without sound and thorough product knowledge. Now there is one more big dish brewing in Edsel's retail sales training pot. I cannot give you the details today, but I can assure you that we are now at work developing plans for what we expect will make the best continuing training program, including all phases of retail selling, as well as an entirely new all-year salesman's club in the business. You will be hearing more and more about it in the not-too-distant future.
Here are those out-of-this-world figures on the advertising support I earlier told you you would receive. Newspapers, magazines, direct mail, outdoor panels, television, radio, for a grand total, believe it or not, of 312,090,000 impressions. Looking at them, a guy who was overly impressed, who lives by figures alone, would figure we've got it made on sheer size, that there's nothing to it. Nobody ever had it so good before. Have pity on the dealer or the salesman across the street. We're in, brother, like Flynn. But I hope none of you add it up that way. We don't. We know you cannot judge leadership on the basis of numbers or dollars alone. That is only one measuring stick. Attitudes, and most of all people, are fully as important.
So, in coming to a rapid close, let me give you a postscript to my remarks. You always remember longest the postscript on a letter because it's the last thing you see. So please just remember my postscript. That the best advertisement ever written, or the best television show, or the best promotion and training program cannot, by itself, give an Edsel demonstration or sign an Edsel order. That takes at least two people, you and the prospect you want to make into a customer. Just like the most important sale you have ever made is yet to be made. And that is when you sell your first Edsel to the Adam and the Eve in your community. The actual closing is one thing nobody or no other thing can do for you, which makes an ideal point for me to go off and you to come on the sales stage with every good wish from everyone in the Edsel division and the Ford Motor Company for our two-way success.